to Psychic Flow. My name is Carol Ann Carey, and I am your host for the show. I am also the psychic medium of Sarasota, SRQ as we refer to it. And we have a wonderful show for you today where we explore the magical, mystical world of metaphysics. We have a wonderful guest, and I'm delighted to have her with us, Dawn Crystal from Maui, Hawaii. And we are very excited to welcome her to the show. Dawn, welcome. We want to talk about your beautiful healing gift that you have today.
Oh, thank you very much. And I want to say a big aloha to everybody here, including yourself, Carol. Thank you so much. And yes, I am so grateful to be on your show and share a little bit about what I do. Thank you so much for the nice introduction.
Oh, you're welcome. You have a book out that I wanted to talk about. And I know that you have, as prior conversations we've had, you're preparing another book, but this one is called Pain Free, Made Crystal Clear. You make pain relieving sounds with your voice. I have to say, I have never heard this of anyone doing this before. It's just amazing to me. And I had the opportunity this morning to listen to another interview you did on Quantum Conversations, I think it was, and it was absolutely glorious. I said, that's really amazing. You can you tell us about your life from when you arrived in Hawaii? And I know you had a terrible and traumatic, horrific beginning of life, which you go into more detail in your books. But what happened that you survived that trauma and this ability emerged? This is fascinating.
Yeah, it is fascinating, and it's a gift from God. You might call it a gift from God or source. It's definitely not nothing I learned how to do. Yeah, so you could view my rest of my life. It goes on forever, but that's in my next book. But yeah, my life was hard, and it was just like a lot of people. I think we all have our own challenges. But my test, I think it was from the universe, was just to leave millions of dollars in my whole life and give everything away, every cent. I think I when I gave everything away, I was left with like $700, 2 bags of clothes, and my face, and a one-way ticket to the Hawaiian Islands. And that was many, many years ago, over 25 years ago. So I don't want people to think I just started this journey. I've been on the journey many years sharing my gift, but that's just where I started from, humble beginnings. Really, I had a very good business mind. So I had businesses. I actually had my own businesses before I gave everything away, and decided to follow my heart because I had had a very hard life, and I struggled with pain, just depression. I never was on drugs or anything, even though most of my family killed themselves from drugs and alcohol growing up, and I had to witness all that. But my journey after my second marriage, I'm going to make this short because I know it's a short interview. My journey after my second marriage of trying to find love outside myself in the wrong places, obviously attracting the wrong partners, just basically took me to a place in my life where I just said, hey, why am I here? I was really just down and out, and then and I was living on the East Coast at that time, by the way. I was actually from the Midwest originally. And something in me said, go to the sun. And that was really a very big wake-up call because I didn't know where going to the sun was, if that was going to Florida and was going to what. But I saw going to the sun, and then I saw the Hawaiian Islands. And that's where I decided to follow my heart. I felt very expansive in this decision. It wasn't like something that was just coming out of my head or hallucinating or anything. I was actually getting very strong internal guidance from my heart to go to the sun. And that's when I went and got the one-way ticket to one of the Hawaiian Islands, which is not the island that I'm living on now. And then I basically got here and realized how expensive it was to live here, Carol, many years ago. And my place of home, my home, or the place where I resided, was a rent-a-wreck. It was an over 10-year-old rent-a-car I lived out of for over half a year. And there I was basically living on very little bit of money because $700 does not last long. I got little bit of oddball jobs, I call it, working at jewelry stores because I didn't really have my gift yet. I knew I was a healer because I had a psychic reading years ago, but I didn't know what kind of healer. I just didn't even believe this person. And basically lived off the dollar menu at McDonald's, living out of a car, working at oddball jewelry shop. Just little oddball jobs that you pick up. And I took baths out of public showers and pretty much roughed it. And I was not a person who camped. I want to mention I was a very lavish, stayed in a very, beautiful hotel type person. So that was really a hard journey as it was. But something in myself said, yes, you're doing the right thing. And that was my soul speaking to me, not an angel, my own higher self. And then basically from there, I just had to get off the streets or the road here because the police are, they don't want people on the road. So I used to go to the beach and try to calm myself down because I thought I was absolutely crazy for doing that. Some part of my being thought it was okay, and then my inner child, I used to think I was just crazy. It was just frantic. I was in anxiety, thinking I was crazy for leaving my whole life, giving everything away, divorcing my husband, giving my brand new house away that I just built I think it was 1 year old, my nice Mercedes cars and everything else away. And I came to Maui or Hawaii. It was actually Oahu I was living on back then. I'm living out of a car. But anyway, to make a long story short, I used to go to the beach, try to make myself calm, and that's where my gifts of sound came through me. I would sit at the beach, and people would walk by, and I would just start making these sounds that would come through my voice randomly. It wasn't something I was trying to make happen. And I at first thought it was weird when they first started coming through because I was like, wow, what is this? I don't know. I never heard this before. But after a while listening to them, I realized that they were helping me, that these sounds were actually here to help myself to heal. And that's where I started my healing journey, of course, of helping to heal myself first. I only believe in healing myself first to help others. That's how I feel I'm the true, authentic deal. And so I used to do that. And people would walk by and actually say, wow, I don't know what this lady's doing. She's helping me. I'm going to sit with her. And I had an entourage of people almost every day wherever I decided to plant myself for the day at the beach. People would hear me. They would sit me. And there's I wouldn't say I was doing it. It was the energy that was coming through me, which was the higher self. I would call it God's energy, divine source. And it was people were getting miraculous healings. Their pain was going away. Their anxiety was going away. And then from there is where I started getting on my feet. And my whole life changed. I lost my whole identity pretty much. And I got little oddball jobs working at vitamin shops, doing my sound healing. They called it pain release healing because I didn't touch anybody. I just made sound, relieving people's energy, their pain in their bodies. And I also got a job at a luau, by a health spa by a luau. And this health spa was actually pretty cool because it was really my first serious gig of doing healing. And this owner of the spa was getting a divorce, and she was pretty desperate for money. Heard about me on the beach. One of the spa massage therapists had a session with me, and I was able to go into the spa. She needed extra revenue for the spa, by the way, because she was going through a divorce, and had me come in there at night when the luau was getting out. A luau, by the way, is a Hawaiian party, everybody. That's where people go and watch the dancing and the Hawaiian shows. And they would exit the luau by her spa, and they would see my poster on her door. And then they would come in there for the sound healing sessions, and that's where I was just blowing with my voice and blowing out people's bodies, releasing pain. I wasn't touching anybody, so it was a wonderful gig for the spa owner because I wasn't a liability. Obviously, I'm not a medical professional, so I claim that. I don't claim that at all, but I'm actually, like I said, help people all over the world now with this. But I help people, and that's from there where people got my cell number. I don't even think I had a website back then. That's how humbled I was. And people would have phone sessions, and then from there is really when I got on my feet. And again, I'm 25 years over 25 years later now, sharing my gift with the world, sound energy healing. I'm known as a pain release expert worldwide. I work with doctors, and I also work with professional athletes. And anybody who feels I'm the right person, I'm very humbled in my gift because I know it's beyond me. Except I do know that I really do take pride in what I do, and I keep my energy very clear. I don't really hang out with humans. I actually just live with animals as my friends. So I'm really true to what I do, and I think, people, I do a lot of radio, so people pretty much get miraculous healings when I'm doing live shows. And I just do one or two mini healings with the live callers that people are getting shifts and activations too. I activate people beyond just the health, the healing phase. I can help people kind of accelerate in their spiritual journey as well. But I help people get out of pain in minutes and just working over the airwaves of doing, I call it a mini healing, just helping people in the moment. And again, I could go in for hours and hours on this, Carol. So I think my next book will kind of explain it if anyone's interested, because it's really a lot more than what I just explained. But that's where I started, pretty much from nothing. I mean, I had a reading with someone years ago. They said I was a healer. I didn't believe them. I was a successful business owner of beauty businesses on the East Coast. So it's amazing how things in life evolve, and you just follow your heart. And here I am today, like I said, helping people and humbly. And I got a pretty big following, and I'm very grateful for it. So thanks for letting me share that.
And you did that and fast forward too. Thank you very much. It was great. I got it. Your website is dawncrystalhealing.com. Beautiful website, tremendous amount of information about your programs, your books. Really fabulous information. You have been interviewed on the Today Show, Dr. Oz, Rachel Ray, The View. So you really have gotten, your message has really gotten around globally. And you say your sound provides a sonic Drano. I love that for
Hmm.
blockage release, because I would think that most of our problems must come from blockages, I would think.
Oh yeah.
Is-
Oh yeah, it
Okay.
does. Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
think
I
that's
see.
what,
I see it. I see the blockage in the body. So it's not that I just do it. I actually see when I'm working, when I'm really working with somebody in the way I do it. I do see the blockage, and then that's where my sounds come in and release it. I actually blow on people energetically too from the phone, and it just releases the blockage. And I work with the unconscious mind too, because a lot of times people have emotional pain that also causes pain. It doesn't have to be physical issues in order to cause pain. So I'm blessed in that way. I could actually see where to go if it's in the emotional part or the physical, where the blockage is coming from. So there's a lot more to it, and that's why I could do it in like 1 or 2 minutes of a mini healing, really releasing pain, and it's actually long-term relief too. It's not just in the moment, and because I actually can kind of see all levels, and I actually talk to the person's soul. The person's soul actually talks to me and tells me what it needs as well. So I got like different levels going on at the same time, and I could just kind of do it really quickly, and it's just amazing. I'm the only one in the world that I know that does what I do, and again, I was in the closet many years, so I mean, it's I guess there's a divine timing for everything to come out and actually share the gift when people are open. And it's a good time because people are looking for anything natural and holistic these days. And I say if we could get out of pain without taking drugs, I think we're on the right track.
oh, it's a miracle. It really is.
Yeah.
I'm sure your method of healing has touched many lives and made a huge difference. That is evident by your work here that's on your website and mentioned and your MP3s and your videos. Really fabulous. Some great interviews. Get Out of Pain Forever, Total Body Upgrade, Discovery Sound Healing. Really gorgeous. You have wonderful packages so people can pick and choose what they think applies to them.
Hmm.
I just love that total body rejuvenation. What do you tell other people? I mean, your life, I'm so touched by your experience to come from such a horrific background and to have given everything away, everything that you would work so hard for, like it was nothing, and to move across the country
Hmm.
to some space you've never been to. And I mean, you really are walking the walk. It's absolutely amazing that you listened to yourself.
Well,
I don't know anybody that would do that,
well,
frankly.
I think that was my test.
Yeah.
I really do. But I was actually you got to understand, I was at a very, very low part of my life. Pretty much my whole life. I was battered. I was abused. I was no friends. I was an outcast. You name it.
Mm,
So I really didn't have. After my second marriage, I mean, I tried the first marriage. That didn't work out. Then my second marriage was another mess. Just I was attracting the wrong people. But it's just it was like a wake up calling that just kind of like was ready to evolve or come through me. And I knew that I was, even though I was successful in my businesses, there was some part of my being, Carol, feeling that I was just bored. Even though I was successful, it was just boredom. So I knew that I was just following it, and I call it an expansion in my heart that was like, yes, yes, just follow it, trust, 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 trust. Even though I was like, are you crazy? I'm going to go just give up everything. Then I can't believe to this day I did that. But at the same time, I'm grateful because that's where I kind of evolved into where I'm at right now. And I would never want to repeat that. Believe me, I don't wish that upon anybody. But some people out there like to camp, and I'm not one of these people that camp. That's the really clear thing I want to mention. And I didn't go to a church or anybody to help me. I was just following in the moment about, okay, where do I go next? What do I do there? How do I eat today? How do I get money to get to food? And it was just in the moment, in the moment, in the moment. There wasn't like try to figure out next week how do I go eat next week. When I was really at my lowest point and I was homeless, I was asked in the moment, and my spirit, or I call it my soul, and my heart would say, go here, and that's really where I merged in with my higher self, and my higher self runs the boat, runs the show with me right now. I don't go out to any angels or anything. I go inside my heart, and my soul's in my driver's seat of my body, saying, this is what we need to do now. But back then, it was like I had to get my ego out of the way so I could actually be this merged with this energy that is really me. I think it's always been me. I think it was asleep, and it needed just this divine timing to come out so I could actually merge in with it and be one. So I hope that makes a little sense to you, Carol, and everybody else.
Well, I think many people, mystics, saints, um,
Yeah.
all kinds of spiritual leaders have had to go through their own 40 days, 40 nights experience. It sounds like yours was longer than that. But I think that to discover what they were truly believing, what they truly needed to do, not many of us do that, give that sacrifice. So I commend you for that. I think it speaks to your moral fiber and your commitment to what you do. I'm really very, very impressed. Is there anything that you can say to our global audience? Can you give us a short rendition of like a global liftoff with your sound? Is there anything that you can give us that people can actually hear this for a moment?
I'll just do a little sound. I want everybody just to imagine beautiful divine light in your heart. How about that?
Yes.
Just put somebody in your life, in your heart. Now, again, my sounds do not have to be studio quality in order for them to work, okay?
Right.
So they could be muffled, they could be, and most of my shows are just on this phone where I'm talking to you right now. So please know that you don't need to have studio quality. So put somebody in your life you love. It could be your pet, it could be your children, your spouse. And I want to just do a little heart activation, okay? So let's just do a little sound now. Let's do that. Okay, it's just a little bit of sampling of what I do. You can always go to YouTube and listen to my prior calls. You can always get sound frequency from there as well.
That's amazing. It must have been, I wonder if you felt like you were blending with the dolphins when you were sitting on the beach. It's
No.
it's like a secret language.
Well, it's divine light. Actually, what it is, my voice is the carrier of the divine. And I'm not saying I'm better or worse or anything, but I have that connection right to source. And that's why I don't put a modality on my work. It's just pure, raw sound, no language. Language slows energy down. So there's just pure, raw sound that comes through my voice, and I have a connection directly to source. And I share that with people, and it helps people, whatever you're ready for. That's what I say. It's the energy is what beats your heart and breathes everybody's lungs on this planet without even thinking about it every day, including the animals on this planet. And that energy that created you knows where to go with you, and it could do it in moments. Because everyone has this perception that healing has to take a long time, which is really a human belief. Actually, in reality, healing can happen in moments if you have an open heart. And, and Source knows your heart because Source created you, or God, whatever you want to believe. And that's the energy I work with. So it's it's raw frequency, Carol. It's raw power. There's no language. My voice is just a carrier, and that's pretty much it, okay?
It's fabulous.
Yeah.
What is your plan what are you going to do now? It seems like you lead a peaceful life in Maui. You deal with just your animals, correct? You have a beautiful, quiet, and peaceful life, you mentioned. What does a typical day consist for you?
Oh, well, I work with clients all day long, so I'm doing radio shows and telesummits all the time. My new 2019 resolution, if you want to call it, is to kind of like have a little more me time. I don't feel that I get enough me time, and that's because I give, and I have to find I'm in the process of finding my own balance. Okay, but I love to do what I do, and I love sharing my gifts. But as we all are, we have to find balance in our human lives. Okay. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I'm in my third book. I mean, I'm writing my third book right now. So, I mean, I'm busy bee. But I think that like we all have to do is kind of find balance in our lives. So my balance will be just finding a little bit more free time to just have a little unwinding time for myself, because I don't really get too much time to do that. So that's pretty much it for me.
Do you have any sense of companionship or any social life, or is your life totally
um,
devoted to this?
Well, I haven't dated it since I was divorced the second time, so that's true. I haven't dated or anything. Not that I don't want you to say that I'm pushing out love out of my life in another way. I just don't feel it's here. And if it was, I would know it. I just don't go looking outside myself for it, and I get much love from my animals, which really giving. I mean, I love myself. That's number one. So I don't really need that outside myself, except if it was meant to happen, I would just know it was a real deal. You know what I mean? I wouldn't settle for less. But in the meantime, I'm very content. You know what I mean? And I love myself, and I get the love back from my animals. So I'm pretty much filled up from the inside out.
And your new book is going to be, you're still working on it. It's going to be released in 2019, you think?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
My second book is being printed now, and my third book will be released in early 2019. I would say probably around before April.
Oh, good, good. And what other shows or anything are you going to be on that we can
Um. Oh sure.
look for?
Tomorrow I'll be on U Wealth Wealth Revolution. That's a huge telesummit. I'm one of the main speakers. My show tomorrow is at 11 a.m. They can Google U.S. Wealth Revolution. I'll be talking about total body rejuvenation at 11 a.m. It's Hawaii time, so I think that's 2 hours ahead in Pacific, so 11, 12, 1 o'clock Pacific time. And I can connect with directly with people. If they're actually curious about me and they want to go to that show, I will be taking live callers, and I'll be doing little activations with the callers. So they're welcome to go there, and it's a free resource to get a mini healing from me. Okay?
That is fabulous.
Yeah.
I think we're coming to a close here. I'm trying to find
Okay.
my producer. Once again, DawnCrystalHealing.com. That is the best way to get in touch with you.
Yeah.
Is the
Oh yeah.
website. A lot of MP3s, a lot of interviews. I like how you've addressed all of the problems, back pain, integrated health through the whole body, emotional help. Your book is very interesting. I'm just in the middle of that right now. I just can't say enough about it. It's really astonishing, your work. I've never seen anything like it, and I know a lot of people haven't. So I'm so glad that you
Thank you.
introduced this work to us on Psychic Flow. I'm really, really thrilled. I might be ending a couple of minutes early, and I apologize for the difficulties we've had, of getting you. But I am so glad we got you. Thank you for taking time out of
Oh,
your busy schedule, Dawn. You are just a godsend, really, to
well,
humanity.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for having me. Well, I'm grateful for that, and thank you for everything you do too, Carol. We all are here to help each other. And I want to just say thank you for everybody listening that's taking the time to hear the interview. And I hope to connect maybe with somebody in the future.
Oh,
But thank you for allowing me to share what I do too, my gifts and everything, Carol. Thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you, and have a good day in Hawaii.
You too.
Thank
Much
you.
love.
Thank you. Thank you, listeners, for tuning in today with Dawn Crystal. She's absolutely amazing gift. And I would like to thank you for joining us today. If you would like to hear more about our show, you can look on societybitesradio.com or iHeart under podcasts. You'll find Psychic Flow. You'll see our archives. Thank you for tuning in and listening today. Have a great time today. Until next time.